I recycle at home, can I enter the awards?
We're looking for a bit more ambitious than that. But you know, there are little communities out there that are starting to recycle together and forming communities to do the recycling, earning a living. The communities who are starting to use that money to grow their own vegetables. Those kind of social initiatives, yes.
Okay, great.
Where people are doing that kind of thing. Where people are inventing new ways of doing things. I mean, there's some innovative new housing that is eco-friendly. Those are the kind of things that we're looking for. With the Water Award, as a matter of as an example, it's not so much about the quantity, but the quality of how you do it. So, as an example, we had an entry from a big nameless organization who, simply by changing a valve or two, saved thousands of gallons, millions of gallons of water. And they entered that into the awards. At the same time, there was a little guy who thought to himself, in a poor community, there's a lot of old tires lying around. If we bury that tire with a plastic bottom to it, and we grow our vegetables in that, it saves the water from being lost, and the vegetables grow in that. Now, what are we achieving? Firstly, we're recycling something that's currently wasteful, a waste resource. We're starting to feed the community. We're saving water. So that had holistic thinking, long-term thinking, Ubuntu thinking to it. He won the award. So for that thinking. This is where, because the awards are measured on qualities rather than quantities, it levels the playing field between the big guys and the little guys.
Okay, that's good. That was my next question.
Very importantly, last year, despite the fact that we've had entries from the very big guys, there was only one of the big guys who actually won an award. That was Pick and Pay, because of the cumulative work that they do against climate change. All the other awards, and we've got 14 awards, went to little guys.
Wow.
The year before that, it was the other way around.
Okay.
The big guys came in.
So everybody is equal?
Very much so, very much so.
That's great. Now, you've introduced a new award this year. It's the Green Economy Award that falls under business.
Yes.
Why did you decide to introduce that this year?
Basically, we want the big guys, the really big guys, on board. We want to be able to identify them and recognize them because their impact is so huge. So this award is very much for the big corporates to see those who have got positive environmental initiatives to grow the green economy, whether it's a product or it's a service. We're looking there at the big guys in the same way as we've got a focus for the little guys. So, you know, your eco-youth we have, and the eco-warrior and eco-angel, but this is now the other end of the scale, and we want to be able to identify right the way across the scale. So that's for big business.
Now, among the other categories, I noticed there's a Lifetime Achievement Award. What is taken into consideration when you look at who gets that Lifetime Achievement Award?
We're looking at somebody who has committed a minimum of 15 years of demonstrable dedication, care to improving the social and economic, social and environmental situation. So there are a couple of them that are very, very obvious. I mean, they've just been around forever and they've just done so much. And we've had John Ledger, who was, you know, one of the early heads of Endangered Wildlife Trust, Jonathan Hanks, who pretty well started up WWF in South Africa, and it still continues to this day to do incredible work. Our last Eco Lifetime was a very quiet, unsung hero. Guy Preston is a guy within the Department of Environmental Affairs who makes things happen. He created and runs working on water, working on wetlands, working on fire. I think he employs more people than anyone else in the entire Department of Environmental Affairs, but you hardly ever hear of him. He came into that department under Kader Asmal, and I was with him just a couple of days ago, and he was with Kader Asmal's widow, and she laughingly said, well, whenever Guy Preston initiated a program, if it was a success, it was Kader Asmal's success. If it was a failure, it was Guy's failure. And he was a very modest guy, and he always kept himself below the parapet, so we just thought he had to be recognized. And so he was the winner. So we're now looking this year as to who else is out there. And what if it's a woman?
Yeah, it should be a woman
Well,
this year.
You know, this is something that doesn't make me particularly popular, but I sincerely believe that the characteristics of sustainability are feminine, in that they are collaborative, they are, as opposed to confrontational and combative, they're long-term, as opposed to short-term winner. The language itself of sustainability is more feminine, it's softer, more nurturing. And it's a point that we do make within Ecological Awards. So yes, we'd love to see some more winners. But I have to say that our very first Eco Warrior was won, not by a man, but by a woman.
Excellent.
That was, I've gone blank on her name. She basically went up against the mines in Johannesburg, and she fought them for their acid mine drainage. And she was a ferocious warrior. And so she won our first Eco Warrior Award, and the first Eco Angel Award went to a guy, a sweet little man.
Well, that's great. At least South Africans are getting these awards and doing those great things in their communities. Who is judging these awards?
Well, basically, I've pulled together a group of about 12, and they represent both industry and environmental sector, because we want the realistic balance between the two. So we have the head of Endangered Wildlife Trust, who is a woman, Yolande. We have the heads of WESA and the Green Building Council. That's on the sort of green side. Then we have Pick n Pay, their head of sustainability, the head of sustainability of Santam Insurance Group. The NBI is a very important player, a national business initiative. They represent sustainability across the board for business in general. So their membership consists of all the big players, Anglo American, Standard Bank, you name it. And their head of sustainability is also one of our judges. So it's a blend of commerce and environmental. And the discussions that go on between them is really very interesting.
Now, when is the deadline for entering, and when is the actual award ceremony?
Happy to say you can enter today. Go right on, right now. Excellent. Go to that website, and the sooner you get it in, the better. Take your time to do it well, and right the way through to the end of July, you can enter. After that, entries close, and we go through this filtering process, and then the judging process, and then the awards themselves will be on the 20th of October. And this year, we're going to bring those awards back to Cape Town. For the last 3 years, we held them in Johannesburg, and now they're coming back to Cape Town. You're invited, but there's a cost.
Okay.
The cost is the dress code. You have to come either dressed up in glamorously green outfit or your alter eco ego. Your alter eco ego is, how do you connect with nature? So if you connect with nature by being a diver, come in your diving outfit. Or if you do safaris, come on as a safari outfit. If you think you're an eco warrior, come dressed as an eco warrior. Let's see the shield and the sword.
This is so exciting.
It's great fun because people really go to town, and we have good prizes. I mean, last year for the Best Dressed Eco Angel, De Beers gave us a pair of diamond earrings.
Okay,
that
then
was
I'm
worth
definitely coming.
18,000. For Eco Warrior, we had a watch, an Eco watch, and that was worth about 6,000 or 7,000 rand. Canon camera for Eco Warriors also, that was about 10,000 rands worth. So we've got some really good prizes for getting dressed up.
I'm in.
You're on. Good, good.
Thank you so much for coming in. If you would like to find out more information about the Ecologic Awards, you can find a link through to their website in the article below this video.